incredible retardation. As human beings, we really should have something apart from even our minds that's an instinct that says this is dangerous to every human being on the earth, and we should follow that instinct. But we got these guys, we got these gang stalker people, and they just amp it up, But it could be, the urgency in my V2K could just be a progression, or it really could be a reaction to what's happening in our society. More awareness is getting out about this. It can't be stopped. More target individuals are making videos. Different things are happening politically. I think that I would have to. I am gonna vote, and I think I'm gonna have to vote for Trump. And I don't like him. I think he's kind of racist. He's a businessman more. But he might actually look at this and be like, this is a waste of time and money. We're not getting good returns on this. I don't know. He might shake things up. I think if Hillary gets elected, then we're going to have more of what Obama was doing. And I do notice, there are TIs who've been going through this for 20 years, TIs who've been going through this for 40 years, TIs who've been going through this for 50 years. But I do notice that the TI, target individuals started coming out and speaking more and more, started getting roped into this program, and the program started growing in around 2008. And around 2008 was when Obama was elected. So I don't know if another liberal, there's a danger in another liberal becoming president, because I think this is it's a social engineering program where they think they're going to experiment on human beings, and they're socially experimenting on a lot of what goes on in society. And that comes from a very liberal communist standpoint, people who can do that kind of thing. So if we get a crazy Republican in office, I know may not be the best thing, and he may do stupid stuff, but this may be toned down a whole lot or stopped completely. There might be a chance of that. I'm not saying it's a definite, because I know things come from higher places than our president, and this thing really is worldwide, mostly probably coming from the UN to different countries' DODs, and then to third-party private standing armies, mercenaries, being paid by private interests like Raytheon and things like that. It's probably really complicated on paper. But you get somebody in there to shake things up, which I think Trump will do, and you don't know what'll happen. And I think that's what I want, is you don't know what'll happen. Hillary gets in there, you know what's going to happen. She's going to keep doing what Obama's doing. And around 2008, that's when most TIs I'll speak to them, or I'll hear them on conference calls, and they'll be like, yeah, it started happening to me in 2008. And me looking back, when I was in Texas, my surgery was completed in 2008. I went into the new department, and my stalking, work mobbing, and then I think electronic harassment started around 2008. But it wasn't revealed to me until the middle of 2010 or 2011. Not the middle of 2011, but it must have been the beginning of 2011. The high-pitched sound. So I heard the high-pitched sound from next door to me, and that's when I built everything around that. But I really am not sure. And if it did start closer to 2008 when I was at Dell, then there would have been a lot more chances for them to put a chip in me, because I've had a lot of colonoscopies where I've been put under for long amounts of time, and a lot of dental work since then, tons of dental work. But I'm not gonna keep hitting on that point. I think a lot of us are like, when did this start really? Because it's so a human being being hit by this stuff for a while and not knowing anything and just thinking it's pains in their body or something like that, until they start hearing high-pitched sounds and or voices in their head when they know they're not crazy. How long could somebody make your body ache, or do things to make you have headaches and stuff like that? How long could they do that for? And I think we all ask those questions. But I haven't had a bad day today. It hasn't been too bad. I've had some heat and some pains in my head. I'm going to go home, I think, tonight. I'm going to spend about 2 hours with the magnet therapy. I've got some things coming in the mail. And maybe I drive around a lot. And if they put most of the ELF beams upstairs from me, then I would feel better when I'm out and about, and then I feel worse when I'm in my condo, which is what's going on now. But that's what happened at the townhouse too, so it may just be that same tactic of making me think my neighbors are doing it. Maybe just getting the people upstairs to mess with my pipes and stuff like that. But I think they would have to have some kind of visual equipment where they could see me through the floor, and that means weapons. If they can visualize you with microwave radar, then they probably have weapons to hit you. But that's my story for the day, I guess. And I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with my story for the day. I'm sorry for my weird jokes, guys. I'm in a weird mood. I have been lately, and I ended, I wasn't, when I was talking about the conference calls and, feeling stagnant, I was talking about myself, but I had a really cool moderator from one of the calls. He was like, he watches my videos, and he was like, well, how about, we're going to talk about activism on the next call. So if you tell these guys, you tell these moderators, hey, I'm feeling this way, I feel like we need to talk about this, they're like, yeah, the reason why it may give me a feeling like that sometimes is because a lot of new TIs are coming into the calls, and they've got to give them baseline information to keep them safe, to keep them coping, and so that's a major point of the calls, and also to let them talk about their situation. So for me, I may feel like, man, I want to go to the next level. I really do want to, and I'll say this, and I don't mean it this way, but I want to take to the streets. I want to, go to our capital, get people in my state. And, I've heard there's 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 4 people in my state other than myself that I know we have target individuals in our state. I've got to reach out to these guys, see if we can just maybe meet and have a dinner one night, and talk about what we want to do, maybe have meetings every once in a while and plan something, because I feel like we just need to be pushing. We need to be pushing. It's like the new TIs need to be getting on the calls. They need to be pushing to get baseline information, watching videos, maybe putting out their own videos about their experiences right when they become a TI, maybe trying to deal with their personal situations with the police or whatever, go through those motions. But TIs who've been doing this for a long time, who have been experiencing this, have been having it done to them for a long time, maybe we should take it up a notch. We start trying to do some activism, and then once those new TIs have laid the groundwork for themselves and they kind of understand what's going on, then they can join us, or they can join us now. But we just keep going to that next level, whoever can go to that next level, and we just keep coming, we keep moving forward, just keep moving forward in any way that you can. So I'm fighting a feeling of that, like I'm just moving from place to place, and I just, I guess a couple of years ago it'd be like, what do I need to do? I need to just get out of this place. But now there's so much awareness is catching on. We have the numbers. We have numbers of people who, they're on the conference calls. They're watching the videos. They're making their own videos. We got to get these people together. We got to get me and people in my state together, you and people in your state together, and just start kind of making waves. And I know people are already doing this, so I'm not saying anything new. David Voigt's doing his walk, which is creating tons of awareness. The Humanity Warriors are in Los Angeles, going to police commissioners' meetings and peaceful activism on the streets. James Shin is doing his, cross-country drive, and whoever I haven't mentioned, and also the things that you don't hear about, a lot of ladies and guys are, writing to the FCC or writing to their local congressman and, the head of the Department of Justice. So people are doing stuff, they're doing stuff. So I know this isn't new, but I'm just kind of, I'm like, I need to do some more stuff. I'm saying I need to do more stuff, and if I'm speaking to anybody else, then I'm speaking to you. But you know, I gotta get my TIs in my state organized, at least coming out and speaking to at least me. You know, if you are in Louisiana, and I got somebody from New Orleans who I gotta respond to him. Seems like a really smart guy. I gotta meet with him, and I know a TI in my city. You know, so even if I could just get 3 of us together, you know, we could think about how to reach more TIs in our state. So just keep building up, keep focused on it. But I do feel a lot better today. I'm not making so many mean jokes. I'm really mean to my attackers. I hate them. And it's bad because, you know, that's what they use as a justification for me not being a good guy. Like, my reactions to them hurting my family, keeping me away from my family, and secretly hurting me and torturing me, and saying things like planning my murder on the V2K. It's become more of just a military style killing, like where he's like, you know, go ahead and hit him in the head, and it's just like military style shooting these directed energy weapons. It's bypassed anything, and they've never really talked directly to me, which I still don't really get. The only thing that I'll get where they talk directly to me is like, you fucking crazy, man, and that's it. Or, you're fucking crazy, bro. And then I'll go on a diatribe for about 2 hours how I'm not his brother, I'm not his bro. I got some really bright headlights right behind me. Wow. Let's try and get this guy on tape, huh? I don't know if he's a stalker, but get him on there. What's that? That fire department, huh? Something with the fire department. But I'm gonna, you know, next video, I'm kind of coming up in 45 minutes. There's an Army license plate right there. Kind of coming up on 45 minutes, so I'm probably gonna end it, guys. In this video, I really am. I'm gonna start answering y'all's questions. So comment. I may answer you on YouTube, or if it's something, and I won't say your name or anything like that. I'll just say, you know, TI asked me this question, and I'll start kind of going through those things. So if you have an important question to ask, please leave a comment. I'll probably answer you and then maybe mention it in my video. If you want your name mentioned, you know, let me know in the comment. Be like, hey, and if you don't mind making a video and letting people know what you say about this comment, you can use my name or your avatar name or whatever on YouTube. Let me know. So I think I'm going to be doing that, because sometimes those will ring more bells for me than me just going through my day. Somebody asks a comment because they're looking at my situation from the outside, and you know, they ring more bells for me and ring more bells for you guys. You know, I'm definitely going to not stop doing these videos. It is you know, one thing that I can do that I can just keep doing, and I know that it does move us forward. It does keep people, you know, getting involved and listening. And I know I'm level-headed about this. Like, I get pretty unlevel-headed about it sometimes. It's so bad, but you know, I think any level-headed TI that has some good advice and is good at speaking needs to do these. You know, so people can kind of learn how to respond to this stuff. And I mean, most of us do. We know how to respond to it. I mean, the majority of us do, you know how to respond to it, but it's just an impossible situation where it's like even the right response can get you thrown in the, you know, as somebody said on the call today, awesome guy, he said the nut farm, calls it the nut farm, which is I guess a good way to say it. It's, you know, the short-term behavioral center is what I say. But yeah, but I mean, just, you know, ask me comments, and, you know, I'll try and answer them on my videos, and just, we'll keep that discourse going, keep the discourse going on the conference calls. You can call in there and talk about anything. Mike's calls are good for that. Neil's calls are good. Really, all the calls are good for that. Neil and Mike's calls are a little bit more, you know, people can talk about whatever they want, but that's true about all the calls. The Saturday night call, they have guests, and they kind of want to stay on topic.